All right, here we go with another Mailbin. There she is, filled up, not quite to the brim, but it should be about a 25 minute video. And the majority of this will most likely be baseball. Continuing on with the theme, we're gonna start probably seeing some trickling in of football. This Wednesday, June 28th, elite football drops, and then certified drops a few weeks later. So those are a couple products that I always enjoy each year. So that will be no different. I'll break some boxes on camera, etc. Let's start off with this card right here. Not mine. Eddie Stanky. It's one of those Panini baseball cards. Those are a joke. We'll take a look at this one. Alright, this is sweet. So the seller said this was not a reprint. I'll let you guys judge that by yourselves. You got to be really careful buying these old vintage cards on eBay or any source, really. I believe this is a 55 or 56 Ted Williams. So it's a neat looking card. I can't remember the price on it though. I want to say like 40 or 50 bucks. Maybe 3.5 potential, but I think it looks pretty good. It's got a good color and stuff. I don't see any crazy creases, just pushed in corners. So we'll take a look at that off the camera. Let me throw this package over here. And I'll start the pile of trash here on the left. So I actually filmed a Mailbin last week, and I accidentally deleted it before I uploaded it, and it was pretty epic, so I was pretty upset about that. But we'll just move forward with these cards. Ted Williams is the, what is this, 57, right? So 57 Ted. Now the surface does have some issues with this, so this card's probably in the like 2 to 3 range. See how the corners are, they almost look dirty and they're pushed up. This is pretty indicative of like a 2 or 3, so I'll decide if I want to throw this in the binder or get it slabbed. It's always nice to slab sometimes if you can, but you don't need to slab everything on the other hand as well. So here's something that I wanted to show just because it was a neat high grade example of a Maze 64 Topps. Now this is a card that the price on this thing is about I think this was like $320, and I got it at like the mid to bottom end of the market. It might be because it's not centered as well as some of the other 8s, because not all grades are sell for the same price. Different collectors like different qualities in a card. So you might see this card in an 8, maybe in the, this is an old slab, maybe in the newer slab with better centering, sell for like 400 to 420, whereas this one's an 8 as well, but it went for 320. So still a sick Maze. I'm just gonna put this one into my Maze registry. So it's a sweet little card right there. And you know, if I wanted it in the newer slab, I could always send it in to get reholdered. But I don't see a problem with that slab because it's not scratched or scuffed, so I'll just keep it in there. It works for me. This one was already open previously. Let's see what we got working here. This is a neat one. So this is the 56, right? Yeah, this is the same set as that Ted Williams we looked at. A 6K line went for $65.83 shipped. Just a neat little K line. I like to grab some K lines when I can. The Tigers Hall of Famer. So a 6 on that one, and this one's also in one of the older slabs. These slabs right here, looks like this is like the same generation with the back, that hologram on the right. Were probably issued around, I'm gonna say like the late 90s. That's just my best guess. I don't know if you can go into PSA's site and like type in the cert number and it can pull up like the day the card was slabbed. I don't know if they do that. Somebody might be able to answer that for me. I don't think they do, but I could be wrong on that. So a lot of vintage baseball to start. And I am pushing forward with another 500 card order. The goal is to have it out by the end of June, but it might be like the first or second week of July. Still a lot of more work. That's not mine either. So, and my brother, actually, I convinced him to do a 500 card order. So I'll probably end up, he's going to let me film his order on camera. It's just more cards to see. And we'll see what kind of grades he did. A lot of this mail is his. He's been buying pretty heavy lately. So I'm just sifting through it right now. Here's an Albies, and this is one that I'll probably snap out. And I've noticed with the Beckett that if you find a Beckett with a 9 auto, it tends to sell for lower because a lot of the Beckett collectors, they like that 10 auto, which I don't blame them. But this Albies, and also with Beckett, I think they grade the centering a little harder than PSA. So this has a 9 centering. To me, it looks pretty good. And my hopes with this would just be snap it and get a PSA 10. Is that going to happen? I honestly don't know. I think it would at least certainly get a 9. If it didn't, that'd be kind of appalling. But we'll just see with this. So this is a nice Albies I got for a decent price. Obviously, his stuff has spiked up. I think it was at its hottest around early to mid-May, and it's tapered off a little bit, but it's still a lot higher than it was when the season started because he's kind of established himself as a young player with a lot of potential with all the extra base hits. Here's a hanky. So this is my new strategy, shipping in these plain whites. So if you check out the store, you'll see a bunch of auctions with free shipping, just great deals on cards. You don't have to worry about shipping. You can buy as many as you want and pay all at once. And if you spend like $10 or more, I'll ship it in a bubble mailer for you with tracking. This is 76 Hank. This is his last card, I believe. So 76 Hank, off-centered pretty badly, pushed in corners, probably like a 4 to 5. I don't even think it's a 5 actually. So, but it's still a neat card for like $7. I didn't see the price on that one. This is a neat one. Gotta be careful with these and not scratch the slab up. So this is a new lighthouse, and sometimes when you get a lighthouse holder, it's one that was reholdered, and sometimes it is freshly slabbed. I believe this is freshly slabbed just because the high cert number. So a nice PSA 3. Now, sometimes I just pick these cards up because they sell so cheap. But a PSA 3 to me isn't like the end of the world. I think there's a lot of 3s that look great. And this one's got some paper loss on the surface. I think that's what knocked it down from like a 4 or 5. See that right there? That kind of takes away from the overall appearance of the card. So that's probably what knocked this one down, because the corners don't really look bad at all, and it's centered about like a 5. So a nice little Hank towards the end of his career. Actually, that's mid to late part of Hank's career right there. Let's do this one. And I will break some boxes of the Elite Football this week. I may even just bust a case on camera. I don't know if you guys would be interested in sitting through a whole case of that stuff. So here's an Ichiro Topps Traded. Just a neat card. This is, I think it's a fairly tough set with the green borders that tend to chip white a lot. But this one looks pretty good. It's off-centered, fatter on the right. And from top to bottom, it looks great top to bottom, but it is off-centered right to left. So the expectations on this, if I did send it, would be to hopefully get a 9, but there's no guarantee on that either. That's not mine. Here's mine. San Diego Collectibles. This is a pretty good seller on eBay. They sell a lot of vintage. I think they sell stuff that's already slabbed for the most part, as opposed to like rock ledge. Okay, this is one for the registry. So we got a couple big time registry pickups. One was the actually they're both mazes. So the 64 maze and an 8, and this is the 67, and it was $329.84 shipped. This is an 8.5, so a crazy high grade for this one. This card was just beautiful, and I got it for a price that I thought was fair in the auction. So I'm taking this one down, putting it into the registry, and it's not going to be going anywhere for a long time until, I don't know, I pass my collectibles on or I die, I guess. Throw it in the casket with me. So an 8.5 in this lighthouse holder. This is a sick card right here. And I would say the centering is about 60-40. It might be 55-45. See, this is a little thicker. And one thing I do with centering, I think I spend too much time on the right to left as opposed to top to bottom. So when you are looking at your cards, make sure to look at top to bottom too, and don't just focus solely on the centering. just try to incorporate all aspects of what could bring your card up or down. There's just a lot to grading. It's a really fun process, and there's always a lot to learn. This guy sends me a lot of free stuff, so thanks. You don't have to send me anything, but I still can't read his name. It looks like Picker from Massachusetts. So that's a Jamal Fleer tradition. That's actually a neat little card. So thank you. Seems like he always sprinkles some in with these bins. And I'm just gonna film the camera batteries, or the battery on my iPhone's been pretty crappy lately. So I'll just film until it dies out on me. So here's a Cal. This is one of those classic 1980s iconic rookies, and this is just the Fleer Cal. This one's centered pretty damn good, so I'll have to take a look at the rest of the card, but this is one that would definitely fit great in a 500 card order. The expectations on that would be to pull for like an 8.5 or 9. I don't ever, of course you would want a 10 on that, but you got to be realistic with your expectations sometimes. And here's an Albies Blue. This is the Chrome Blue rookie to 150. Just a neat little card for about 35 bucks. So Albie stuff, I'll continue to pick him up. He's kind of like my new Francisco Lindor. In 2015 is when I went nuts buying up some Lindors, so hopefully Albies turns out good too. This isn't mine either, so there's just a lot of stuff that he buys, mostly to resell, and then he slabs some of it. So there's his stack over there. This is neat. Okay, this card, I thought it went crazy cheap. So this is a 96 Pinnacle Griffey, and it is the artist proof, if you can see that right there. It looks like it's pretty clean too. So the starburst is there too, so I'm not sure on that. But I checked the seller that did this did an auction, I think at an awkward time at night, and he didn't have a lot of feedback. And I got this for like $4.99 plus shipping. I think that's a good price on this artist proof, but I mean, I could be wrong. So, but that's one I would just want to get slabbed. Hope for a 9, but the top edge is kind of rough here. It might just be an 8, but I mean, I would take an 8 on that and put it into the Griffey Registry because I actually like the card. Like I always say, I don't want to slab stuff or buy stuff I don't like. Like I don't like the card, I'm not buying it. I don't want to own it. Please don't be a dead bird. Please don't be a dead bird. Every time I open a package like this and I see that, that's what I think of. Something you shouldn't have to worry about when you're opening packages from eBay. An Ichiro, 2001 Star Rookie. This is just classic for what, $5.25 shipped. I mean, it's great. Beautiful card right there. This is shipped great. Team bag with cardboard protection. Not mine. Let's take a look at it though. I mean, we might as well look at it. So these are these Panini Treasures baseball cards. I mean, to me, these are just butt ugly. Like it doesn't even look like he's in a Mariners uniform. It just looks black and white. So I don't know. To each their own on stuff you want to collect. So if people want to collect that, go for it. I'm just not gonna do it. There's too many other cool cards to spend the money on. So we'll just go with that. This was $1. This is just a card I took a flyer on for $1, just to try to slab it. They're probably about a $20-$25 card and a 10. Just sometimes you just throw out a small amount of money to pick up a clean card. And the perk of that is a lot of people don't look as closely at their low end cards as opposed to their high end. I'll have to add somebody told me in my video to put like a tally up every time somebody doesn't tape a card in and it's out of the case. So this would be number 1. Beltran Bowman's best. So the plain white wasn't the problem. It's just carelessness here. So it's only like a $2 card shipped, but still, it's about, we always talk about it's the principle, right? So. This one's empty, okay. Okay, here's a neat one. You guys have seen this plenty of times. There's no soft sleeve, so I don't know what that's about. Those are a cent. So you'd think that you'd include that on a $60 LeBron Topps card, but not this time. This one looks like it looks pretty damn good, actually. To me, the centering looks pretty much perfect. This is one of those deceptive sets to where you might find like bowed-in corners, or the edge might have a little dimple. So you got to be careful when you're sending this in. But that's a sweet LeBron Topps base rookie. Kind of working towards the bottom of the bin here. This is an Albie, so this was like $23 plus shipping. So I probably overpaid for it. But it's from his rookie year, so 2015, and it's $50 to $99. It's the Bowman Scouts die cut refractor. So he was number 73 at the time they printed this. So there's another Albies card to add to the PC. Maybe slab. Okay, this was $5.24. So whatever is in here, that's the price of it. Okay, it was a Topps rookie Ichiro, and then a Topps Stars 2007. Kind of like an insert. It's a neat little card. And then the Topps traded rookie that we saw earlier in the video. And this one's not centered as nicely as the other one. That's like 80-20, guys. See that fat border? And that's just, you know, you're printing all these thousands of cards. You're not going to have perfect cuts, or they're not all going to be perfect. That's what makes centered cards more appealing to people. And sometimes why they sell for premiums. Here's another one, another Ichiro. And this one's a lot better than the last one we saw. It's got saran wrap on it, so I'm not going to unwrap it, but there it is. And this one's, I don't know, 75-15. It's still a little fatter on the right side, so interesting though. Oh, this is sweet, guys. Yeah, I bought 2 of these. So I don't know what the pop is on these. Actually, I know they're not the easiest set, but I don't think there's a lot of these in circulation. So this card was neat to me just because I kind of like the old Star minor league cards, and of course it's Piazza, and it's 1990, so it's a couple years before his 92 Bowman. And I believe he has a 1989 card too, which I need to pick up, a 9 or a 10 on that. So this one, like, to me, that corner doesn't look that great. Like, I'll probably end up selling this one because I always like to take a look at my cards and see if they match the grade they gave him. So to me, this card looks more like a 9. So I would just sell that one and then see what this one looks like. Yeah, this one looks better. So I'd probably end up keeping this for the PC, and that's just kind of what I do. And the person that buys this might not like it either, or he might like it. I don't know. Everybody's different. So there's a couple Piazza Stars. Those were about $40 a pop. So pretty healthy value on those. Here's a neat Pete 71. I don't see the price on it, but it's probably about 7 to 10 shipped. Looks like it's got like a printing air right there where the ink kind of spread out or something over the reds. And then of course with this black corners and edges, it's you know, it shows some chipping. It's not horrible. It is off-centered pretty badly here with this thin black strip. So there's a lot that can go wrong with this card. So when you see the high-grade examples of these with Hall of Famers, they really sell for high amounts. But that's probably like a 3. This was cheap, like $5 shipped. Playoff Honors LT 2001, just a neat little Tomlinson card to add into the PC. And that's out of 725 with the event worn jersey. This is kind of around the time they started doing the event worns. And they haven't really stopped to this day. This is an interesting shipping method. This was a great deal, guys. It was like $45. And it's the Elite 2007 Calvin Johnson turn of the century auto to 100. So I'm not sure if he'll get in the Hall of Fame. I think he will sneak in. It might take some time, but that's just a neat little card. He's in his Georgia Tech jersey there. So picked that one up. I thought it was an amazing steal. So there's a Cal. Here's another Vlad Bowman, 95 Vlad Bowman, and it's in one of these cases. So I've noticed when the cards come out of these cases, they're always dinged up. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just not the best way to protect these cards for the long term. I think your best bet is just top loaders, honestly. And of course, tape the top or put a team bag over it and seal it tightly so you don't get dinged up cards. But that's a Vlad 95 Bowman, and then this is neat. So 68. $68 tops, Frank Robinson. Price on this around $7 shipped, but it is off center. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's got like 5 qualities. You pick up a card you just opened and try to put a grade to it. It's kind of hard, but so either slab it or put it in the binder. So it's a neat Frank Robinson. His cards are very not as high as they should be. I know his Topps rookie card sells for peanuts compared to some of the other players, and he was one of the best of his time. So some players just don't get the same love as others, and that's the way that. All right, so my camera shut off. What I was doing is opening that bigger package, and I found this Pete Rose in there. So 69 Topps, great looking card. It's in one of these kind of like card savers, but the smaller version, which are actually a great way to ship your cards in for PSA grading. So this one looks really good. So this Pete, well, they'll probably definitely be going off to PSA. So there's a Pete, and then the last package is over here on the ground, I believe. Yeah, it's one of those freebie packages. So we'll take a look at it. That's a neat one though. Sean Alexander rated rookie to 2,500, and a Sean Alexander legendary, what is it, Sunday Stars insert from 2002. So that is it. A couple free cards. Thank you. And there's the stack of that. And the card stack looks pretty small today because there weren't like lots or anything. They were all pretty much single cards. And that's it. The bin's empty. I think I'll film another one like Friday, so I'll get 2 up this week later.